In 2013, a young programmer named Vitalik Buterin had an idea. He looked at Bitcoin and saw its potential, but he also saw its limitations. Bitcoin was designed to be digital money. Buterin envisioned something much broader. He imagined a global, decentralized platform. This platform would not just track transactions, it would run code. He published a white paper outlining this concept. The idea was to build a single computer that the entire world could use and trust, without any single person or company in control. This was the seed that would grow into Ethereum. The core concept was revolutionary. Buterin called his creation Ethereum. He often described it as a world computer. This wasn't just a catchy phrase. It was a literal description of its function. Unlike a personal computer that only you can use, this world computer would be shared. Anyone could build applications on it. These applications would run exactly as programmed, without censorship, without downtime. In 2014, a crowd sale was held to fund the development. People bought the network's future token, Ether, with Bitcoin. This initial funding brought the ambitious project to life, attracting developers from around the globe. On July 30th, 2015, the first live version of Ethereum, known as Frontier, was launched. This was the moment the theoretical world computer became a reality. Early developers and enthusiasts began experimenting on the network. They built the first simple applications and tested the limits of this new technology. The platform was still raw and experimental. Yet, it represented a monumental step forward. It promised a new kind of internet where users held the power, not large corporations. The vision was to create a more open, fair, transparent, a digital world for everyone to participate in. At the heart of Ethereum lies the smart contract. Think of it as a digital vending machine. You insert a coin, data, value, and the machine automatically dispenses a product, outcome, based on pre-written rules. Smart contracts work similarly, but with code. They are self-executing agreements with the terms written directly into the program. For example, a contract could be programmed to automatically release funds to a person on a specific date. Because these contracts run on the blockchain, they are transparent, tamper-proof. No single entity can interfere with their operation, creating a system of trust without intermediaries like lawyers, banks. To power these operations, Ethereum has its own native cryptocurrency called Ether, or ETH. Ether is the lifeblood of the network. Every action on Ethereum, from sending a transaction to executing a complex smart contract, requires a computational fee. This fee is called gas. Users pay gas fees in ETH to compensate the network participants who validate transactions and to secure the blockchain. This mechanism prevents spam on the network and allocates resources efficiently, ensuring the world computer runs smoothly and securely for all users. The engine that actually runs these smart contracts is called the Ethereum Virtual Machine, or EVM. The EVM is a core piece of the Ethereum protocol. It acts as a global, decentralized processor. Its job is to execute the code of smart contracts. When a developer writes a smart contract in a language like Solidity, it is compiled into bytecode that the EVM can understand. This ensures the code runs the same way on every computer, node, in the Ethereum network. That consistency lets Ethereum maintain a single, shared state, making it a reliable, predictable platform for developers. The EVM's design has become a de facto standard. Its widespread adoption created a massive network effect. Many other blockchains are EVM compatible and can run the same smart contracts and apps. Developers can deploy across multiple chains easily. It has also fostered a rich ecosystem of tools, programming languages, developer talent centered around the EVM. This interoperability cements Ethereum's role as the primary hub for smart contract development in Web3. For the first 7 years of its existence, Ethereum used a consensus mechanism called Proof of Work, POW. This is the same system that secures the Bitcoin network. In a POW system, powerful computers, miners, compete to solve complex mathematical puzzles. The first miner to solve the puzzle adds the next block of transactions to the blockchain. That miner is rewarded with newly created ETH. While highly secure, the process was incredibly energy-intensive. The combined effort consumed electricity comparable to entire countries, drawing significant environmental criticism. The Ethereum community planned for years to transition. This new system is called Proof of Stake, POS. Instead of miners, POS relies on validators. Validators lock up or stake their ETH as collateral. Validators propose new blocks. Validators validate new blocks. If they act honestly, they earn rewards. If they act maliciously, they risk losing their staked ETH. This economic incentive replaces the energy-intensive competition of POW. The monumental switch was known as the merge. It took place on September 15, 2022. It was like swapping out the engine of a flying airplane mid-flight. The merge transitioned the live Ethereum network seamlessly, with no downtime. The result? An immediate, drastic reduction in energy use. Electricity usage dropped by over 99.95%. That addressed one of the largest criticisms and marked a new era of sustainability. POS also changed Ethereum's economics and security model. Staking allows any ETH holder to participate directly in securing the network and to earn rewards for doing so. This created a new form of native yield, sometimes called the Internet Bond. It also laid the groundwork for future scalability upgrades. The merge was not an endpoint, but a crucial stepping stone on Ethereum's long-term roadmap toward a more scalable, secure, and sustainable platform for the world. Section 4. The Cambrian Explosion, DeFi, NFTs, and the DApp ecosystem. With the foundation of smart contracts in place, Ethereum became a fertile ground for innovation. One of the first and most impactful movements was decentralized finance, or DeFi. DeFi aims to rebuild the traditional financial system, lending, borrowing, trading, insurance, using open-source code on the blockchain. Applications like Uniswap allowed users to trade tokens directly from their wallets without a central order book. Aave, Compound, enabled users to lend assets and earn interest, or borrow against their collateral, all governed by transparent smart contracts instead of banks. The summer of 2020, often called DeFi summer, saw an explosion of activity and value locked into these protocols. This period demonstrated the power of composability on Ethereum, where different DeFi applications could be plugged into each other like money Legos, borrow, provide liquidity, and stake, all within a single transaction. DeFi showed the world that a global, permissionless financial system could be built on public blockchain infrastructure, accessible to anyone with an internet connection. Following the DeFi boom, another phenomenon took the world by storm: non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. While the technical standard for NFTs had existed for years, 2021 was the year they entered the mainstream consciousness. NFTs are unique digital assets on the blockchain that can represent ownership of digital art, music, virtual land, collectibles. Projects like CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club became cultural icons, and artists like Beeple sold digital artwork for tens of millions of dollars. Marketplaces like OpenSea became the eBay for digital goods, processing billions of dollars in transaction volume. Beyond finance and art, Ethereum has become home to a diverse range of decentralized applications, or DApps. This includes decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, which are online communities that use smart contracts to govern themselves and manage shared treasuries. There are also blockchain-based games where in-game items are NFTs that players truly own and can trade freely. Other dApps are focused on decentralized identity systems and social media platforms that give users control over their own data. This entire ecosystem, from DeFi to NFTs to DAOs, represents a fundamental shift toward a more open and user-owned internet, often referred to as Web3. Section 5. The Journey So Far, a timeline of growth and milestones. The history of Ethereum is marked by distinct phases of rapid growth and technical evolution. After its launch in 2015, the initial years were focused on building foundational infrastructure and experimenting with what was possible. The 2017 bull market was fueled by the initial coin offering craze, where thousands of new projects raised funds by issuing their own tokens on Ethereum's ERC-20 standard. While many of these projects failed, this period proved that Ethereum was a powerful platform for capital formation and kickstarted a global community of developers, entrepreneurs, building on the network. The period following the ICO boom was a time of more focused and sustainable development. This culminated in the DeFi summer of 2020. Decentralized finance protocols demonstrated real product-market fit. The total value locked, TVL and DeFi applications surged from under $1 billion to over $15 billion in a matter of months. TVL growth in Ethereum DeFi, 2020 to 2025. This growth was driven by innovative mechanisms like liquidity mining, yield farming, which incentivized users to provide capital to these nascent protocols. It was a clear signal that a viable alternative to the traditional financial system was beginning to take shape on Ethereum. In 2021, the spotlight shifted to NFTs. The NFT boom brought a new wave of mainstream users, artists, and celebrities into the Ethereum ecosystem. The cultural impact was immense, with sales of digital art and collectibles dominating headlines. This surge in activity also highlighted Ethereum's biggest challenge, scalability, as demand for block space soared, leading to high gas fees that priced out many smaller users. This pressure created a strong incentive to accelerate the development of scaling solutions on the main Ethereum chain and through Layer-2 networks. The most significant technical milestone to date was the merge in September 2022. This successful transition to proof of stake was a monumental engineering feat that had been planned for years. By 2024 and into 2025, the narrative has shifted toward institutional adoption and the maturation of Layer-2 scaling solutions. Major financial institutions have begun exploring tokenization of real-world assets on Ethereum, and the launch of spot Ether ETFs has provided regulated investment exposure to a wider audience. The ecosystem continues to grow, with a clear focus on making the network cheaper and faster to accommodate the next billion users. Section 6, The Road Ahead, Scaling, Staking, and the Future of Web3. The future of Ethereum is guided by a clear, albeit complex, roadmap. The developers have playfully named the upcoming phases: the Surge, the Scourge, the Verge, the Purge, the Splurge. Each phase targets a specific area of improvement for the network. The most immediate and critical is the Surge, focused on scaling. The goal is to dramatically increase transaction throughput, aiming for tens of thousands of transactions per second. This will be achieved primarily through the maturation of Layer-2 rollups and the future implementation of danksharding. Layer-2 rollups are already critical to scaling. They process transactions off the main chain and post transaction data back to Ethereum. Arbitrum, optimism. This lets them inherit Ethereum's security while offering significantly lower fees and faster confirmation times. Danksharding will add a dedicated data lane for rollups, making data posting much cheaper. The rollup-centric roadmap positions Ethereum as the settlement and security layer for many Layer-2 networks. The staking economy, born from proof of stake, will continue to evolve. As of late 2025, a significant portion of ETH is staked, securing the network and earning rewards. Liquid staking lets users stake ETH while receiving a liquid token usable in DeFi. That creates a feedback loop, boosting network security and capital efficiency. Future upgrades aim to make staking accessible to smaller holders, decentralize the validator set, and strengthen the network over time. Ultimately, these upgrades aim to make Ethereum a scalable, secure, and decentralized foundation for the next generation of the internet. Build a global settlement layer cheap enough for everyday apps, but secure enough to handle trillions in value. Challenges remain: regulatory uncertainty, user experience hurdles, and ongoing technical complexities. If the community executes the roadmap, Ethereum could become the bedrock of a more open, transparent, and user-owned digital world. In this video, we will dive deeper into Ethereum and its resident currency, ETH, how it started, its infrastructure, how it performed lately, and what is the expectation for the future.